I should probably let you try to guess where I'm at, but you might not get it. I'm down here in Ontario at the Gateway Seminary. I've been in a emerging trends seminar all day about church law, visits millennials, that sort of thing today. It's been an interesting day, but I figured I'd go ahead and share my video with you here, right next to railroad tracks, a pond, the airport. So if you hear noises, you'll know what it is. But let me share with you something. You know, we're going to be in Romans 14. And I call it a difference of opinion. You know, a number of years ago, there was this interesting poster that made the rounds in Christian bookstores. And in the foreground, there were these two wise old saints who were down on their hands and knees and seemingly in a discussion, or actually probably more like an argument, about something on the floor between them. Now, their appearance cast a negative spell on the scene. Dark clothes, wrinkled, unhappy faces, tense bodies, argument of expressions, gestures. This part of the poster was very clear at first glance, and the viewer was immediately drawn closer to discover the object of their apparent disagreement. Now, looking closer, you saw that stuck upright in the floor between them was an ordinary sewing pin. On the head of the pin, the artist had drawn an innumerable host of tiny angels. And suddenly the men's obsession was evident. You see, they represented the church of the ages, engaged in a fruitless and endless debate over the unanswerable questions: how many angels can fit on the head of a pin? Well, this question is thought to have originated actually in the Middle Ages, when there was a great deal of energy and speculation used upon defining such things as the size and constitution of angelic beings. Since then, the question has served to represent those occasions when the church loses its focus and it becomes overly involved in disputable matters, much to the detriment of the church itself. That in itself made an interesting poster, but not a compelling one. See, almost unnoticed by the viewer until you came close enough to see the object of the men's debate was an additional background image. In an upper corner of the picture was a horrifying sight, and it was an image of a cliff. And leading up to the edge of an abyss was this long line of human beings with abject terror and fear written on their faces. Now, the line was obviously inching closer and closer to the cliff, up the sides of which were these red-hot flames just licking at the sides. At various stages of descent into the flames were human figures as they fell off the edge of the cliff into the flames. Upon seeing this image, the importance of the poster was fully realized. You see, the church, represented by the two crusty old wise men, was arguing over a totally irrelevant and unanswerable issue, while humanity, stripped bare of all hope and righteousness, was falling steadily into the pit of hell. The message is a powerful one. How often do we get sidetracked into debating disputable matters with one another at the expense of a world that is waiting for us to deliver the good news of the gospel, the power of God unto salvation to them? Well, folks, this was Paul's message to the church in Rome. Some may believe 1,000,000 angels can fit on the head of a pin, while others believe 1,000,000 pins can fit on the head of an angel. It doesn't matter either way. It's okay. The important thing is that we are to love one another, manifesting the unity that Jesus Christ brought for us by coming as a servant to redeem us from sin. Those who are inching closer and closer to a Christless eternity will thank us one day for staying focused on the non-disputable matters of faith. And that's the gospel. See you Sunday at 11. God bless.